The custom in Darliston at Christmas season, it varies a lot. What I can say, in years gone by, from when I was a boy, which I'm 73 this week, we are always having happy times. Great preparations were always made for the Christmas season. You could find the children always pick up those rot-cut coffees for sale.
What are these?
Rot-cut coffee.
Uh-huh.
And they get the privilege of selling them for their Christmas. You know, when the rats cut the coffee and it drops, the parents don't worry them with it. And they always take a delight and pick up those for their Christmas money. Then, the older people, they're always making special preparation. They're always preparing for their egg punch, their sorrel drinking, their wine, their cake, and also everybody is looking for a new suit or something of the kind.
Now, when do you wear this new suit? On Christmas, to church on Christmas, or?
Most of them to church, others to sprees of various types. Well, when it comes to Christmas Eve, you find a jolly time around the vicinity. You have the people going out shopping, they're going out drinking, marrying themselves, firing squibs, etc. You will find a lot of music. You know those old-time fife and drum. Perhaps you're pretty young, but I remember them.
I remember them too.
Those fife and drums, and they'll be playing until early morning, say about 4 to 5. Then the Salvation Army always come around and have a march miles around. They take one district, about a mile in. They may come back to the crossroad and take another, singing and playing their drums. And then after that, you find them ending up in their hall. You will find the churches or the army halls, or generally speaking, the place of worship, that on Christmas morning is generally filled to capacity. You find some serious and others tipsy, but it's always so. Then after that, you find in the morning now, everybody look for their special Christmas tea, whether coffee or chocolate or so on, but everybody have a special. You find those who consider the older ones may be sending parcels to the shut-ins. Their bread and their coffee and their sandwiches or whatever they may prepare. They're always looking for the older folks. Then you have generally the men going from home to home having their Christmas drinks. You find some very orderly, and others you find them disorderly, but not from any bad mind, but you know,
Christmas spirit.
Christmas spirit. You find on Christmas morning, the Anglican Church always give a treat to the old people who are in dire need. It's a habit for years ago, and we have one Mr. R.F. Williams, commonly known as Mr. Richard. He always give at least 60 pounds of beef for the Christmas treat. After that, everybody is preparing for the Boxing Day. The Jonkunnus played a very important part in Christmas time here. You find them, they are well dressed. Their main idea is to go around playing to get funds. They do a lot of sword playing, which it is quite interesting to see how they do it. They play along the streets and they get coins too. Well, we have some they call the actors. They now are more refined, but same type, you know. And they carry on the same thing too. Well, we have the mountain scouts, those local fellows who go around and drill and play. Their performance is very good.
What do they play?
They play drums and the fife and drum. And they have different ranks, just like in the army. Some are the sergeant and the officers in general. And they go by orders.
Yes, they have a leader.
Yes, they have a leader. And you'd be surprised. When they play the fool, they are whipped. No, that's a joke of it. And they take it quite nice. They go around and they play, go from district to district. And they get coins also. Now, one of the things, both with the masquerade and our Jonkunnus, or the actors and the mountain scouts, the most attractive part is the music. When these scouts are drilling, sometimes you find some of the big folks having garden parties, etc. They employ them to play for them. You have again the Maypole dance, one of our chief attractions we had in times gone. You hardly see it now. And the reason why the Maypole dance is really cut out is just because the local music is wiped out, or being wiped out. You know, the Maypole dance is generally operated under the fife and drum. And you haven't that again.
So all these things that you have told me about, they are slowly dying out.
Slowly dying out.
So in future it looks as if Darliston will depend on sound systems for the Christmas, which is a pity. Mr. McFarlane, you mentioned preparation of wines. What kind of wines are these?
Well, we have various homemade wine. For instance, we have the pimento wine. We have the rice wine. And we have the pineapple wine.
Pineapple?
Pineapple. They make it too. And the shop wine that they bought, but it's always a wine, time for wine.
Mr. McFarlane, I want to thank you very much for telling us about Christmas customs
Yes.
around Darliston.
Yes.